This video is going to walk you through creating a Cascade Story Map. So what we need to do is go to storymaps.arcgis.com, and from here we're going to click on Apps. Apps will bring you to the various templates that are available. Currently, if I want to get to a Cascade Story Map template, I go to a rich multimedia narrative, I scroll down, I see a Story Map Cascade, and I'll click on Build. Also note that each one of these templates has a tutorial, and in the case of Cascade, it also has some tips and some other things you can check out. I'm going to click on Build. Now what makes the Cascade version a Cascade is that it's kind of like a waterfall. It's going to have scrolling images and text that the user can go through, and it starts from top to bottom. So just keep that in mind while we're building. So once the template loads, you're going to have a place to put your title. Yours is going to be far more engaging than mine. This is where you'll put any subtitle. Some people might put a byline there as well. And here is where you're going to add your cover image. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. We have a few different options in terms of importing these images. There is ArcGIS. Of course, ArcGIS is a way to make maps that are interactive and do a lot of different things. You can search here for specific maps, or you can add an ID if you have a map in mind and you have the actual ID of a public map. You can paste it here and add it. You can also go to Flickr. And in this case, you don't have to have a Flickr account. You can search under all Flickr. If you do have a Flickr account, then you can go in and search for a specific account and go from there. There's also a tool called Unsplash, and as it says, it's a curated collection of free high-quality photos. And notice that these are all things that have appropriate licenses, so keep that in mind. If you're doing a project and you need a specific licensing, make sure you're reading the information. There's also a link to content. So if you're going to have an image or a video that's already hosted, things like something that you find, say, on a Wikimedia page, on Vimeo or YouTube, you can paste that here as well. So I'm just going to start out with something from Flickr, and I'm going to search for something from Minnesota. And because I'm searching all Flickr, it's searching a lot of different accounts. If I go to license, I could say I want something that's public domain, or okay for commercial use, or okay for non-commercial use. I'm going to choose something that's for non-commercial use since this is a demo and I'm doing it for a school. And you can see there's a lot of content that may not be terribly appropriate. When I say appropriate, I mean relevant to my topic. What if I type in Minnesota outdoors? Again, it's searching. And it's getting quite a variety. I'll start with the Horicon Marsh Bird Festival, and I'll just pull that in just so I can get something. Okay, so now I've got this beautiful image, and I can click on this pencil if I want to change something with the theme in terms of how my text is going to appear on the title. You can see the various options. I think I kind of like that one. And for the background, you can get a preview of what it's going to look like. And if you go to Manage, you can go ahead and change your media. And I can go back and say, you know what, I think I'd really rather get something else, and I can click on it and add it. I'm not going to do that right now, but that gives you the starting point. So if I want to get out of this area, I go ahead and click on the check mark, and I'm good to go. Now to continue working, you're probably wondering, okay, there's not like a little plus sign or something that's terribly intuitive that'll tell me, how to add more content. I'm going to scroll down and notice I get a plus. From here, I can go ahead and say I want, say, more text. And this is, let me type this. So I'm typing information here. And that will give me the text that appears in the Cascade. And I can continue. It gives me information about position, size, how I'll scroll through. Okay, so this is my second slide. I can click and search for something else. And we'll see what we come up with. Okay, so I've got some bird viewing. I can continue my story. It gives me a little box on the side. Okay, they do look like they're sleeping, right? Fair enough, right? And notice I can work with the formatting. Okay. I can change like the background. I can modify the theme a bit. You get the idea. Change how the scrolling works. I can add more media. Maybe pull in some Orioles. I can add, just keep going, and now this is that plus navigation that you're more familiar with. Okay, so that's basically how you would build your story map. So once you've added a few images, there's some things that you're going to want to know. So I'm going to go back to the top and I'm scrolling up to see everything. So I've got my cover, right? So my cover is over here. I've added a map. In this case, I searched ArcGIS and searched for Minnesota birds and found this lovely map of places where people go birding. And it's an ArcGIS map, so it's really interactive. And I've added a few more images, and you can see these as we go down. I've got the text boxes, and you'll notice that when you hit edit, of course, you can change whatever you have, right? You can also click up here to change a position if you want to have it center or to the right or to the left in the different themes, just like I had shown you. You could do the same thing here. You could change the background. And that lets you change the size. You can click and navigate this way. If you click on those little dots, you can see different transitions. So you have options like fading, maybe swiping. You know, think about what kind of transition is going to make the most sense without being really annoying to your viewer. Also keep in mind, for most people, we've made Google Slides or PowerPoints or something in that order. If you have a lot of different transitions, at first, you know, it feels like it's engaging, but it can get downright annoying. Now, if we want to add credits, what we're going to do is we scroll up, basically go all the way to the bottom, and you'll get this little thing to add a credit section. To do that, we click Add a Credit Section, type in, and you would give the name of the site and then paste the source. Once you've done that, it'll pop up over here. Also notice, since I have Organize up, I have this option to delete things. So if I wanted to, I could click this and it would make it go away. If I wanted to get it to come back, I scroll all the way to the bottom and I can add it and have it come back again. Of course, as we're working, we want to make sure that we save. And once you have it saved, you're able to click and preview and see what your site looks like. So if you have questions, see your teacher or see me. We're happy to help.